Just been waiting for the facts and evidence to tell the true story of the night. It's a slow process. It's a rare thing for someone's life to be basically held hostage by a civil lawsuit. I'm waiting on a call any moment. My agent's been talking to a couple NFL teams.
The first piece of big news of the offseason isn't really something that I was expecting, but it's something that is honestly very welcome, and it's a very happy ending to one of the most twisted stories that I've ever covered on this channel, and admittedly, I've actually botched. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! My Super Bowl picks that I made in my content with the Patrick Mahomes free square didn't hit, but the one that I posted onto my story did hit, and you guys let me know how much money you made in my DMs. And now that the NFL season's over, we're officially directing our attention to the NBA. I give away my picks for free at the Flight Mike on Instagram, and right now when you sign up for Prize Picks, use promo code FlightMike to get up to a $100 deposit match when you sign up on Prize Picks. Or you can just use my link in the description down below. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? During the 2022 offseason, the Buffalo Bills decided to take a flyer on one of the most talented punting prospects that we've seen in recent memory, selecting Matt Araiza with their 6th round pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. It's very rare to see punters get selected in the NFL Draft, but Matt Araiza was a different level of punter, nicknamed the Punt God for his achievements at San Diego State University. But unfortunately, 3 months after getting the job of his dreams, being the starting punter for a championship contending Buffalo Bills team, Matt Araiza would get accused of doing something despicable, getting accused of having sex with a minor outside of a home and then bringing her inside to a room where she was repeatedly, allegedly, R-worded. The details of this article are so vile and so graphic, and it alleges that the high school senior went in and out of consciousness but remembers moments as men took turns assaulting her. The result of this was the Buffalo Bills told the whole world that they were made aware of this situation, and they even knew of this situation a month prior. They knew of this situation when Matt Araiza was drafted, and Ian Rappaport at the time even stated that the Buffalo Bills organization knew about this for weeks. But ultimately, the situation was so intense and so graphic that the Bills had no choice but to cut Matt Araiza before he ever had an opportunity to play for them. Brandon Beane even said that the team struggled to get answers about Matt Araiza. They were piecing it together, and there were many things that they could not get their hands on. This was about letting Matt go and handle his situation, which must be gut-wrenching. Making it to the NFL is very difficult, especially if you're a punter. All of a sudden, these allegations come in, and without even getting tried to determine whether or not they're true, your career is over before it even started. It was a very brutal 2 years for Matt Araiza. He attempted to try out for the New York Jets. There were rumors of him going to some Mexican football league, but those ended up being false. And ultimately, the most important aspect of this entire story is when they found out what actually happened. This woman was interviewed multiple times, and upon completing the review of what happened on October of 2021, they determined that no criminal charges will be filed against former Buffalo Bills punter Matt Araiza and the other SDSU players involved. And this just went away like nothing happened at all whatsoever. It was almost as if no one wanted to punish this woman for making these false allegations that without a doubt ruined a man's life. Elena Getzenberg even mentions that prosecutors determined it is clear that the evidence does not support the filing of criminal charges and there is no path to a potential criminal conviction. Prosecutors can only file charges when they ethically believe they can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, the civil case kept going, but ultimately what went down, according to this article, was according to the release from the DA's office, assault experts, including prosecutors and investigators, analyzed the evidence in the case, including over 35 taped witness interviews, results of a response team examined DNA results and forensic evidence from cell phones and video evidence of the incident itself, meaning that these individuals actually saw what went down before coming to this conclusion. It doesn't get more clear than that. The DA's office also said it met with the young woman at the center of this case twice. It worked with the SDPD to conduct further investigation, which resulted in interviewing additional witnesses. And with that being said, they determined that 2 days after the civil lawsuit was filed, Araiza and his former teammates will not face criminal charges in connection with an alleged gang rape of a minor that occurred at an off-campus party. There's footage of the woman drunkenly giving her statement somewhere, but I couldn't dig it up. If anyone finds it, tweet it to me and I'll post it there, or I'll post it to my story. But this was the last thing we heard about Araiza, and it was without a doubt, admittedly, one of the biggest mistakes of my entire career. I'll go on the record saying that, and I've apologized to Araiza for my mistakes in those videos, and I'll continue to apologize to Araiza for my mistake in that video because I definitely didn't help the situation. The way I try to make up for it is I really wanted to make sure I closely covered each and every instance of his career to try to shine as much publicity as I possibly could. I didn't know if it would make a huge difference or not, but I felt like it was warranted to make sure that this man's life wasn't ruined as a result of some person that just made these accusations against him. And it seems like this story actually has a happy ending, because while Araiza did have an opportunity to be the starting punter for the Buffalo Bills, which was a great situation to be in, it seems like a team is finally giving Araiza an opportunity. And there couldn't be a better team to sign Araiza, because according to Adam Schefter, a big development in Kansas City, the Chiefs are signing former Bills punter Araiza per source. This is incredible. I mean, I didn't even know you could sign players right now, but in December, former San Diego State and Bills punter Araiza was dismissed from a lawsuit that alleged a 17-year-old girl was at an off-campus party in 2021 after an agreement was reached with the girl identified as Jane Doe, which means Araiza officially has a job, and he even released a statement saying, "I am proud and honored to sign a contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. I am thrilled to be able to continue my NFL career. I want to thank my family who have been my rock and my many friends who have been unwavering in their support. I am excited to begin the next phase of my career with the Super Bowl champs." I want to say, like, in terms of what Araiza could do on the football field, just take a look at this punt that he had from the 5-yard line when he was playing for the Buffalo Bills, and he was able to force a touchback, which is absolute insanity if you think about it. And given how the Kansas City Chiefs are a more defensive team, this makes so much sense. But at the same time, it's very consistent with Andy Reid's character. Andy Reid has a history of taking on risky individuals, whether it's Michael Vick the moment he got released from prison, Tyreek Hill when he had his off the field issues going on, and then there are some times where it just doesn't pan out, like Damon Arnett for instance. I applaud Andy Reid for giving individuals another chance, especially in this instance where the situation sounded very wild and had the potential to ruin this young man's life. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, especially if you're a Chiefs fan. And aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.